am so excited. Hello and welcome everyone to Women's Speakers Association WSATV. I'm Laura Rubenstein, your host and digital media and marketing strategist, author of Social Media Myths Busted, the Small Business Guide to Online Revenue. We have a phenomenal show for you today. We have two experts in the house who are going to be talking about creating your foundation for success. So without further ado, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and get to our guest right away. And why don't we say hello to Paulina? Hi, Paulina.
Hi, Laura. How are you? Grateful to be here with you. And my name is Paulina Lopez. I am a speaker, author, business coach, and business strategist, also entrepreneurship development.
Awesome. Welcome to have you here. And you are where? What part of the world are you in right now?
I am in New York City.
Awesome.
In the house outside Iowa City.
Great to have you. And hi, Kari.
Hey, great to see you both. This is a wonderful day. My name is Kari Hagensmith, and I am here in the Sacramento area in California. I am co-founder, speaker, and author at The Secret Weapon, and you can reach me at thesecretweaponinc.com.
All right. Well, we are coast to coast here. I'm in San Diego as well. And okay, so we're talking foundation of success. And I know each of you come from a different place when we talk about that. So, Paulina, what advice do you have for our viewers about creating success and their foundation for that?
Well, for me personally, that fundamental piece came with powering up my confidence. And confidence was huge. I didn't even realize that I lacked it because when we start our business, we want to create revenue. We want to market like a pro. We want to live that lifestyle that we initially created our businesses for. But what I didn't have was that confidence to pursue opportunities, to seek those changes that needed to be made within myself. And giving myself permission to say yes. And you know how that is. And that starts with investing in you. And it starts by leveling up that confidence and powering up that confidence, as I would love to say.
And I love that too, powering up your confidence. And really, if you don't have confidence, there's not a whole lot that's going to get done. And Kari, maybe you can speak to that. Once you do develop that confidence, and actually before we get to Kari, Paulina, do you have a tip about how to develop that confidence?
Absolutely. Thanks for asking. I realized for myself, it started with the power of my thought, the power of my words, having affirmation, strong affirmation that were they get instilled in your subconscious, so you start to believe them. And it was really a struggle for me because, as many women know, it starts with setting those boundaries, being able to price your services accordingly, being able to continue investing in you and showing up. It's not about what you're doing. It's not about the credentials you've amassed. It's about who you are being. How are you showing up in certain situations? So the confidence was key.
Grow your confidence. Start with what you think about yourself. Sounds like, and value yourself because everyone's really.
Yes, affirming that. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, so Kari, we are affirming ourselves. We're feeling that confidence. We're starting to price our services, in congruent with who we are. But what do we really need to build a business?
Well, the first place most business owners start, Laura, of course, is sales and marketing. At least in my experience, is they get out there and they go, okay, I've got a product. I'm going to go sell it. That's the idea, right? I'm going to go sell it. People are going to know about me. And yet what we find is those two areas really should be the outgrowth of learning the other 10 areas of business. Most of the time, those other 10 areas are given short shrift. And I loved what Paulina said was even charging what you're worth is a big part of the confidence. And I know at WSA, one of the things we talk about is somebody needs to hear your message. And we know that it's actually a lot of somebody's, right? And the big key is that you need to price it right and be confident the way Paulina is teaching you so that more people will take advantage. And we know that if they have skin in the game, they will. So that's really exciting to hear that you talk about pricing yourself right. I love that. So let's go on that theme for a moment. Most business owners don't even know what their profit margin is. They really have no idea. And I got to tell you, you would be surprised at the size of businesses that don't know. So profit performance is certainly one area of business. And there you are. Strategic planning is the biggest area that we talk about. Without a plan, we're flying by the seat of our pants. So the biggest challenge I find for women is they often say, look, I came from corporate. I do not want to run my business like a corporate male. I really want to run my business in the feminine. And that's great, but for some women that leaves out the numbers, the strategy, the processes, and the systems, which after running it for a while, that way you realize, oh, actually I do need some of those things. And that's where we come from. The 12 areas of business on our side, I start with strategic planning. Yes, sales and marketing are important, of course. We broke out e-commerce because it's a different animal of its own these days, isn't it? Also, we have customer service and leadership. We have to know our own leadership, what team culture we are cultivating. And I don't mean if we're a solopreneur, we still have a team of people that refer us, that we refer to, our team of advisors. So we still have to have a team culture that they know how to communicate for us. We need to know our own emotional intelligence. Productivity, how are we doing it at our productivity? Financial operations, just the numbers, and then, of course, profit performance. And our last thing is always, how personally are you happy with your business? That's the 12 areas of business that we focus on when we create a strategic plan.
Wow, that's really robust. You know, when you can, I would imagine when you think about all those areas, not just think, but you actually put a plan together, you know, a comprehensive foundation, success is like a no-brainer at that point, even though you put a lot of brain power into that.
Well, I always say, instead of making a Jackson Pollock where you just keep throwing a bunch of paint at the canvas, make sure that you wake up Monday morning with a paint by numbers. I only have to paint this square. I only have to use this color, and I don't have to think about the rest of the picture. I get to just work on this piece because I know it's first.
Oh my gosh. Business by paint by numbers. There's something to that. I love it. Great. And of course, like Paulina, you were saying, this can't all be possible without having that confidence. So I'd like to learn a little bit more about each of you and your expertise and how you got there. So Paulina, let's hear about what you do, who you work with. What are you really passionate about doing with these people?
Well, first of all, I want to say I love what you said, Kari, about how women, when they first start their business, they stay in that feminine energy. They don't want to run it like masculine. And it's so right that you have to create those systems and structures, and being able to delegate, outsource when the time comes. Once you've created that process in your system, and being able to bring in the team that you need so you can focus on the bigger picture and focus on exactly why you started your business, which is what you do best. And that's one of the key elements as well. And for me, that fundamental piece will be confidence, because that is where it has to start. Because we all know there's so much information out there for us to take in. And if we don't have those, they're all system structures and strategies, yes, and they're amazing. They're all available to us. But if you don't have the confidence to take that inspired action, to do something about it, to give yourself permission to invest in yourself at that level, you're not going to do anything with the information. You're going to stop yourself. Why? Because you feel that you are not there. For many women, they felt that they were like maybe imposters in their own business. And when I hear that word, it really gets to the core, because that's about getting used to being told that you have to fake it till you make it and so on. But why not step up as a leader? Why not step up into exactly what you do best? How? And those that need you most, those are the ones you're going to be able to serve. And once you are at that leadership level, then everything falls into place. Others will recognize it, number one, and being able to delegate and outsource accordingly, that's another really key element that's going to fall into place.
So how do you work with people?
Again, I start with that fundamental piece, because yes, you have to power up that confidence. And once I see that they are in a level to start taking some inspired action to create the systems and structures, then at that point we start thinking about the strategies. Okay, what's next? Let's talk about the financial aspect of it. Let's talk about what are the key elements that you have to put into place, whether it's something just as simple as a virtual assistant, or maybe if it is a brick and mortar, if you have to hire someone to come into the establishment to be able to help you so you can be that leader in your business. We always think we have to do it alone. You know that. And it's the main reason that I created the Business of We, which I didn't mention. I am the co-founder of the Business of We at bizofwe.com. And once I realized that I was trying to do everything by myself, I started to create a sisterhood of women where we have the accountability, the support that we need to be able to foster those collaborative connections, those partnerships that we need. Maybe there's a joint venture. Maybe there's someone that you need to partner with to make that greater impact. And I don't even use the phrase competition. There's no such thing. It's collective energy. If there's someone out there that's doing the same thing as you, that's the best way to expand your business, to create that greater impact. Because if both of you partnering up, hey, why not? It makes even a much more robust business.
And how did you get into this world of confidence and coaching?
So, of course, my experience is in corporate. I started in finance and human resources. And in human resources, which is where I got the most valuable experience, because I recognized firsthand how true potential was being denied opportunity based on how they looked on paper. So you looked fabulous on paper. You came to your interview and you just weren't ready. That confidence piece was not there. And the way you were showing up. And then I realized that those that didn't look so great on paper, they came up and they were ready to hit the ground running. These were the people that I knew would be the best person for the job. Meanwhile, unfortunately, they didn't always have the credentials for it. So that taught me a very, very valuable lesson. And eventually, I started to grow smaller businesses as a side hustle. And eventually, I made that side hustle into my own business and helping other women to make that side hustle into a thriving business. Mm-hmm. Laura, unmute yourself.
Thanks. Thank you. Hey, it really gave me a signal there too. So I love your story about how you started, doing this on the side and then it grew into your own business. And Kari, why don't you share about what you do with who your clients are and what you do for them?
I love to work, as everybody says, you can work with any client. Who do I personally love to work with? I love to work with that business that is 3 to 5 years old. They know they've got something here. They're ready to take off, and they know they don't actually have their arms around everything. They've got all the energy in the world. They're ready to go if they just knew how. And frankly, most of us start out, we don't know what we don't know. How would we, right? And so that's the biggest thing. So those are the businesses that I love to work with. And when you look at, I think you and I were saying startup businesses earlier, startup is a little bit of a misnomer. Often startup isn't the first few days of your business. It's after the first few years of your business and really finding out where you go to grow and get bigger. Now, how do I get my arms around it? So one of our clients describes working with us kind of as putting on 3D glasses for business. So now she gets to see all the pieces of her business that she can control to really explode that business. So it's really fun. People always say, well, know your numbers. Okay, but what numbers do I need to know? I don't know. That's the platitudes are what get us in trouble. Know your numbers. Well, that would be nice. Tell me what numbers I need to know. And that way I can impact my bottom line. So that's what we're passionate about helping business owners with. They come to us for a 2-day workshop. We do not think any consultant should be hired off of a conversation, that there should be a little more, maybe a taste test that I know some coaches do and so forth. Our taste test is 2 full days, and we do it right here in our own training room. So that gives them the opportunity to know if we're really the people they want to have our hands in their business. It makes it exciting that way.
I have a question for you. Like when people say know the numbers, and I hear I just don't want to deal with the numbers. How do
The
you help?
exasperation in your voice says it all.
How do you get me from really resisting this to excited about it? Oh, how do you work with a business owner who knows they need to do it but just doesn't want to?
Well, the exciting thing is we have a model that allows them to see. We show them, 5 areas they can have an impact on. And when we show the model of, okay, what if it looks like this today? And all you made was a 10% difference, an increase in each one of these 5 areas. You could increase it 61%, your whole business. And they're like, really? Yeah. So are you ready to learn the numbers now? They're saying, okay. So it's twofold. And I love what Paulina says because it is confidence. It is a confidence that you can understand the numbers, that you don't have to understand them in depth. Of course, that is our job. We'll do the complete spreadsheet for the next 5 years. But we can help you understand the story that the numbers tell you. And that's the key to our business. Numbers tell you a story about your business. That's why I get into the financials with clients and I get very excited to show them what it's telling them or what it isn't telling them yet because they don't have all the categories done that can really help them.
And in those 2 days, they get to go through all the categories?
The categories, what we do in 2 days is really a primer. It's they get to go through, see what all 12 areas of business are. They'll come out with 10 or 12 pages of actual action items that they can go home and start working on if they're not ready to become a client. They are now equipped to see their business in a completely different light. It's like they went to the top of the next hill and said, oh, that's what I'm looking at. I've been struggling here, So that's the exciting part, is
Excellent.
to watch the light bulb go on and say, I could actually have an effect on my business beyond my sales, my marketing, the next product that I create. I could actually have an effect on my business with some smaller actions that will make a big difference.
It's exciting and it's scary. And for what both of you do, building confidence is scary because if you don't have confidence, you're probably in a place of fear. And if you don't have the foundation set up, but it looks like these 12 areas are insurmountable, what I want to do is actually show my screen again because you have people to hold your hands. Kari and Paulina will walk you through creating your foundation. And that's what I got from both of you today, is that you're really dedicated to helping business owners, especially women business owners, grow, have a chance at huge success and make it less scary. So kudos to you for the great work you're doing in the world with business owners. And I know I'm inspired. And the next part of what I wanted to ask today, and it's our last segment here today on the show, is, here at Women Speakers Association, we're dedicated to bringing women's messages out in the world. And I want to know if you could tell everyone, what you've enjoyed or what you came to Women Speakers Association for. Paulina, let's go to you first.
Sure. So I was very happy to have a sisterhood, a supportive place, a sacred environment where I can share my message, collaborate, and partner with others. And more importantly, have that visibility, have a voice to be heard. And why not polish up a little bit of my speaking as well and get those tips and tools from other women.
Wonderful. Well, we definitely offer that here, and we welcome you. And it's so great to collaborate. So, Kari, how about you? What do you love about Women Speakers Association?
Well, speaking, of course, is your massive marketing machine, period. There is no doubt in my mind that it is whether you're speaking live, online, in interviews such as this, it is your massive marketing machine, and knowing how to capitalize on that is key. And I love the fact that we have some of the most interesting, educated, smart women in our group to collaborate with. And the best part is they're all on your side. They want us all to succeed. We want each other to succeed. And that's what I really love about that collaboration economy that we talk about a lot.
We definitely have that. And not only are they educated, smart, and on your side, they're also very inspiring. And I've been inspired today, like I mentioned, by both of you. And if you've been inspired or you have a message, you are just wondering how to step into this world or want to step into speaking in a bigger way, we've got tons of resources, trainings, women to support you, give you the resources. And we have a free level of membership waiting for you right here at joinwsa.com. Of course, all of us are premier members and we get the added visibility through that. So if you want visibility and the resources, you'll want to check out the premier membership as well. So definitely go to joinwsa.com, and we will be back next week, same time, 12:30 p.m. Pacific, 3:30 Eastern, with another episode of WSA TV. It's been a pleasure having all of you here and watching, and shout outs to, we had Mary Joyce on and Kathleen and all kinds of people, and we can we're all going to wave to you and say we love you. And Gwendolyn was here too, so thank you for being here and watching. And if you want to say hello, feel free to chat. I meant to mention that earlier. If you have any questions, we'll stick around after the fact, after we're off here, and we'll chat with you in the chat box. So we'll see you next week. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.